so this cube actually broke. I'm gonna start crying. 1 second, I'm gonna move my light over. Not gonna do that. I'm gonna move this to this side because. Oh! Okay, that was just like a piggy bank. That broke. It wasn't my light. So we are okay. Okay, I'm gonna use this cube. This is the Mortri X1. Let's just do that part. Okay, white top, green front. D, F2U, F2R, 2U prime, R, 2U, L2, F2, L2, U prime, L, B, D, U2, R, D prime, B prime, U2, B2. Okay, so this is gonna be a really good solve. First solve of the stream is gonna be insane. And right after I say it's gonna be insane, it just fails. Look what happened! I didn't even start the timer, so let's just do a different scramble. You will start. Okay. You will definitely listen to me. Okay. So this is actually going to be a good solve. Let's just do the RD to F into that insertion. Last here, oil, and here oil. 17.894 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna throw this out. Okay, let's do this. FR2, F2, D, L prime, B, R prime, B, D prime, BR prime, L, B, D prime, B2, R prime, D2, R2, U2, B2, R prime, D2, R2, U2, B2, L prime. Okay, let's just do that into that insertion, into that oil, into that peel. 13.733. Yeah, that's a 3. Not an 8. It's a 3. It's just the picture makes it look weird. Second. Okay, let's go on to the next solve. L2U, D prime, FU2L, FR, L2D, L2U2, B2, R2, U2, F2, R2U, R2, B2. Okay. I could get a double X cross, but that's going to be very risky. But you're always supposed to do risky stuff because then you like fail on purpose. And then you could say it was bound to happen and it wasn't even a good scramble in the first place. And you see I failed. Could have got a better salt. I have a 19-second average. Okay, D2, F2, D, F2, R, D prime, F2, U prime, R2, B2, U prime, F2, U, L, B prime, U prime, B prime, F2, U prime, L, R prime. Okay, let's just do this part into that insertion, into that insertion, OL, and POL. 18.180. I did not get a single sub, solve that wasn't sub 19 yet. B2, D2, F2U, F2U prime, F2 L2, F2 D prime, L2 D, F prime, R prime, U prime, F, R2 F, D prime, U prime, B prime. Okay. Nobody's watching yet. Okay. Let's just insert this into there. Into that. That'll OL into POL. First non-sub 19, so. Okay, over here. You like my cube collection? One second. Okay, so let's do this. White top, green front. L2, B2, U prime. R2, U2, R2, D2, F2, D prime. F2, D prime, L2, F2, U2, F. R prime, D, L prime, R, B prime. No, D prime. B prime, D prime, U2, F prime. Hello. Okay, so this is a kind of easy cross. Let's just do this into that insertion, which obviously will fail because it's me solving. Who's watching? 18.6. Okay. White top green front. U2 B2. D prime F2. U R2 U B2 R2 B2 D2 U prime R prime D U prime R B prime R prime F R prime B U2. Now into that insertion, into that insertion, into now insert that OLL and PLL. Ah, damn, I failed. Okay, B2 UL2 UR2 B2 D2 B2 D prime U2 F2 U B prime UL F R prime, no, D prime R F R2 B prime U prime. Okay, let's just do this into that insertion. That insertion into that. It's gonna be a corner twist at the end, I could tell. Yeah, it's a corner twist. PLL skip. Woo! But that was a garbage solve. Absolutely garbage, then I'm not gonna show you the solve. Okay. This is a good scramble. This is gonna be like the world record average or something like that. But like one solve at the speed of it, like, you know what I'm talking about? Failure. Okay. 1 second. Okay, let's continue. U2 F2 U prime B2 DR2 F2 U B2 L2 F2 L2 B prime D prime B2 F prime D B2 U2 R2. Okay, let's do this. Now into that insertion, into that insertion, OL, and PLL. "23 seconds. Okay, this is gonna just be as fast turning as possible. So then I gotta prove that fast turning does help. Instead of pausing, I'm gonna be turning the entire time, doing nothing or doing something, but I'm always gonna be turning. Like, you see what I mean? I'm always turning, never gonna stop during this solve. Now into that insertion, OL, and as you can see, it did not help. Okay, so don't do fast turning solves. It doesn't help. Huh? What? What's a scramble? the scramble, I'm gonna actually insert that first, so then I could just do this insertion into that, allow, and 16.11.9. Okay, wait, tap green font, L2, F2, D2, L2, B, L2, D2, L2, D2, F prime, R2, B, R prime, B2, U2, R2, U, B, D, R2, B. Okay, let's just insert this into here, which is just going to be fast into that. Oh, wow. Who wants to see the analytics of this? I do. YouTube Studio. Live. Let's go to the analytics. Okay, let's do this. One second, I don't want you seeing this. Okay, let's go back to here. Wait, tap green front. U L2 B2 U prime B2 D F2 D prime U2 B2 F2 L2 R BR B2 U2 F R U2 L U2. into that insertion, into that. OL and PLL. Okay, UR prime U2 D2 B D prime F U R L prime U F2 U2 F2 U prime R2 U prime L2 U2 R2 L2 B2. Okay, let's insert this into inserting that, into inserting that, into that insertion, OL and PLL. Okay. DR2 F2 U prime F2 U2. No, F2 R2 U2. Yeah, F2 R2. DF2 U2 R D L F L B R prime U prime F L prime. Okay. Now inserting this. Woo! I'm like a fast person at this. Inserting this. Oil. Peel. 16:6:40. Okay. But top green front U2 R2 U prime B2 D2 R2 F2 L2 B2 D prime F2 U R D2 F prime L prime B prime F prime R U2 F. Okay, let's insert this into there, into inserting that, into that OL and that PLL. That was almost sub 19, so it counts. Right top green front U2 L2 R B2 L prime U2 R F2 U2 B2 R2 F prime R prime UF L2 F R U B prime. Now let's insert this. I think this is the last PR. Yeah, it is. Okay, that was sub 19. Okay, move you back into front. Okay, B2U prime F2 L2 D prime L2 U prime B2 U2 B2 L2 U prime L prime B prime B2 U B prime R D2 B R. Now let's insert this into inserting that, into that getting inserted, into that, here. Okay, so this is the Y prime that I used. F, R prime, F, R2 U prime, R prime, U prime, R U, R prime, F prime, R U, R prime, U prime, F prime. So that's me doing it fast. Okay. It's the same amount of moves as the other one. Okay. U, F, U, R prime, B prime, U2, B prime, U prime, F prime, L2, U prime, F2, U2, L2, B2, R2, B2, U2, B2, D prime, B2. Okay, goodbye.